Today I will talk about NumPy. First we have to understand what is NumPy. NumPy is a Python library and it is used for handling numerical data in Python. So it is very fast and efficiently handling numerical data in Python. That's why to handle numerical value the NumPy library is used. So it is the definition, I can say the introduction is given. It is a Python library and NumPy stands for numerical Python, and it is a package. For package means a lot of module inside the package. So whenever you want to use any package, you have to import that package in your program. It is a package for data analysis and scientific computing with the Python. So Python generally use this NumPy module to analysis of data and scientific computing, because all the numerical data and all the numeric related functions are built in NumPy. So that's why it is very efficient and useful module. NumPy uses multi-dimensional array object and has functions and tool for working with these arrays. So NumPy uses a multi-dimensional arrays. Multi-dimensional arrays means when you are forming the data in a tabular form, so that is called multi-dimensional arrays, and so many functions are inside the NumPy. So with the help of those tools we can easily handle the numerical data in NumPy. The powerful n-dimensional arrays in NumPy speed up data processing, because the processing of numerical data in NumPy is very fast. That's why it is very it is generally used to handle numeric data in Python. When you use NumPy, first you have to import in your program. So suppose this is our cell, and when you import NumPy as np, suppose the error comes at here. So I have already installed, so it will not display any error. So if you are finding the error occurs here when you are importing the NumPy, it means the NumPy is not installed in your system. So first you have to install NumPy. How can you install? So first your computer must be connected with the internet, okay, and then you have to open command prompt. The command prompt, control run, and then you type cmd. So it will open command prompt, and here you have to type pip install NumPy. So this command you have to type at command prompt pip install NumPy, and then you press enter. So I have already installed, so it will take some times to install NumPy. When the prompts again appears, it means the message appears that NumPy is all installed, because it is requirement already satisfied, because NumPy is already installed in my system. That's why the requirement already satisfied is given. But when you pass this command, and your computer must have connected with the internet, so then you pass this command, it will automatically install NumPy from the internet. Okay, when after installing, you can use import NumPy as np. So whenever you use NumPy in your program, you have to type this command, import, thus that module you have to import in your program, import NumPy as np. Next, installing, I have uh, told you कि how can you install numpy, the pip install numpy. The next is numpy. Actually the numpy is a multi-dimensional arrays. So numpy is a multi-dimensional arrays. So arrays, first you understand what the meaning of arrays. Arrays is a data type used to store multiple values using a single identifier, a variable name. Arrays actually suppose if you want to handle multiple data of same type. Suppose there are 5 integer values you want to handle. So you can store all the data in different variable. One option is, I tell you with the example. Suppose 1 is a equals to 10, you have written b equals to 30, you have written c equals to 40, you have written d equals to 60, you have written. So instead of storing different variable, you can create an array because all the value of same type. So you can just define in, suppose I am using list here. So list is also a kind of array, but it does not support vector operation, and it is not very efficient than the numpy. That's why list is not used. So generally the numpy is used in place of list. So this is a kind of array. Okay, this is a single dimension array because only in single dimension array only one row or one column. So only one row or one column, so that is a single dimension array. So you can see the very first is how can you access this. The very first a 10 is at 0 index, so a 0, and this is at second index, so a2, sorry, a1, a2, a3. In this way you can access the data. Okay, then suppose if you are accessing a0 and then you will get 10. So this is an array. So when the value is stored, a same type of data is stored in a single variable, so that is called array. An array contains an ordered collection of data element where each element is of the same type. So in array all the value must have the same type and can be referenced by its index position. So I just tell you how can you access the array element through the index. So very first value at 0 index, and then it goes to length of array -1. NumPy arrays. NumPy arrays are used to store list of numerical data. Vectors generally is called the single dimension array. Matrices, the multi-dimensional array, that is called matrices. And NumPy library has a large set of routine that is built-in function for creating, manipulating and transforming NumPy arrays. Python language also has an array data structure, that is list. The Python language also has an array data structure, so that data structure is list, but it is not as versatile, efficient and useful as the NumPy array. The NumPy array is officially called ND array but commonly known as array. So NumPy array comes in two forms, 1D array and multi-dimensional array. So one dimensional array as vectors have single row or single column. Suppose this is suppose if you are creating, so this type of suppose if you are creating this type of value, so that is single dimension array, and this is the, you can say only one column in this, and the row 1 2 3 4. So only one column or only one row. So this is only one column. So it has only one column. So each and every element can be accessed through the index number. This is the 0 index, 0, and then 1, and then 2 and 3. And uh, if the array is in this form, so it has only one row. So this is a single dimension array also. So this is a single dimension array, we can say single dimension array. These are the single dimension array, single dimension array, single dimension arrays. So suppose the array name of both the array having the A R R. A is the name of this array. So how can you access the element A, then at the index? So this is a 0 index, 0, 1. So this is at, you can say this is at 0, 1, 2 and 3. So you can access this A0, so it returns 2, and A1 it returns 4, A2 it returns 5. And negative indexing you can also use in here. So -1 for 6, 10. So -1 for last one, -2 for second last, and then -3 and -4. So the first element is the length of array minus of length of array. Okay. So this is the one dimension array. Multi-dimension array means known as matrices, can have multiple rows and columns. So when your numbers are represented in tabular form, suppose if your data is represented in this form, so this is a matrices. So this is the two-dimension array because it has only two dimension, rows and columns. So in our syllabus the two-dimension array is, so we will talk about only the two-dimension array because it is a two-dimensional arrays. So when you enter the values in this, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these are the value. So suppose the name of this, any name you can assign to this array. So this is the array, and these are the rows, and this is also called axis 1. This is the axis 1. So the column is at axis 1, and this row is axis 0. So this one, the row is axis 0 and column is axis 1. Suppose if you want to access this element, so this element, so it is at 0, you can say this is at 0 position, this is at 0, 1, 2, 3, this is also 0, 1, 2. So the address of this element is the name of array and the name of array and their roll number and column. So you can form the expression in this way. ARR is the name of, and then 0 row first, and then column 0. So this is the address of very first element, and you can also give in this way 0 comma 0. So this is another way to access the element of two-dimensional array. So suppose the address of 8. So what is the address of 8? So it is at column number 3 and row number 1. So the address of 8 is array row first and column 3. So you can access the two-dimensional array in this way. So this is the way you can access the element of two-dimensional array. So the two-dimensional array, the values are defined in the tabular form. It has rows and column, and these are the access. We will learn the access in later session. So this access, because every two-dimensional array having the access, the access is defined how many dimensions in the array. So always the vertical part, this one is the vertical subset is at axis 1 and axis 0. So rows always start with axis 0. So axis, whenever we use axis 0, that will apply on rows, and when we are using the axis 1, that will apply on columns. Okay, I hope you understand the concept. And then next we'll move to the anatomy of NumPy array. So we have we are talking about the access. So access is NumPy refers the dimension of its array as access. So how many dimensions in that array, that is called access. So axis 0 is the first axis and runs along the rows. So this is the axis 0, and this is the axis 1. It's the second axis and run along with the column. So this is the axis 1. Next, rank is a word. Rank is the terminology. We can say the rank of any array tells about how many axes does it have. The number of axes is called rank. Suppose if you are using one dimensional array, so only one axis is there, only one dimension is there, only one axis, that is axis 0. And if you are using the two-dimension array, so that having the two dimensions means two axes, one axis 0 and axis 1. So how many dimensions of in an ND array? So that is called rank. Shape. The shape of an array is a tuple of integer giving the size of array along each dimension. So shape just tells what is the shape, means how many dimensions. So then generally the shape returns the dimension in the form of tuple. So I'll show you how the shape will return. Suppose if you are creating I'm going to create one array. This array function we can use to create an array. So I'm using this A is a list already created, and you can say, so this is an array. So I want to know the dimension, means the rank I want to know. So A dot ndim, we can pass this A dot ndim. So this returns 1. It means it has only one dimension. And suppose A dot, I am passing shape. So shape, and it returns 4 comma, means it has only one dimension, and that having the 4 elements. So 1 2 3 4. So 4, it returns the 4 comma in the form of tuple, means it has one dimension and has 4 elements. Next is data type. So by default it creates array in float type. So and if you want to know the data type of array, so a dot d type you can pass and it will return int32, because all the data in this array is in integer form, so it returns int32 because it is integer type of data. Next is item size. So how many bytes occupies by the each element, so it returns the bytes occupies by the element d type, item size, and 4. So because int32 it occupies 4 bytes in memory, so 4 it returns 4, means each and every element occupies 4 bytes in memory. So this is the item size. A dot size I am passing, so it is also returning 4. So the item size and size both will return the same value, because how many bytes occupies by each element in memory. Next we'll move to the differentiate between list. And list is a Python array, you can say, and NumPy array. So this is the basic difference. Sometimes it is generally the question will raise on the basis on the difference between Python list and NumPy array. So list can have element of different data type. Look at here, the one is integer, float, and string, and string also. So it may have a different type of data in their list, but the array can have only same type of data, either it having the numeric type of data, either it have the float type of data, or it have string type of data. Elements of the list not stored contiguous in memory. So when the list you creates, so it will not store in continuous memory. Contiguous मतलब होगा कि इस मेमोरी में एक साथ सारे डेटा स्टोर होते हैं, ठीक है. सो जब एक साथ जब एक ही सीक्वेंस में रहेंगे, सो दैट विल ईजिली एक्सेसिबल. So array elements are stored in contiguous memory location, so this makes operation on arrays faster than list. List do not support element wise operation, and array supports element wise operation. So I can show you. Here is the a, suppose a plus 10, a plus 2 I am passing. So a, because a is already I have created array. So when you passing this expression, means one scalar value I am passing a plus 2, so the 2 will added each and every element of this a array. Okay, but if suppose one I am creating a list, so suppose there is one list and I am passing this expression with the list, so it will raise error. So this is called vector operation. So list is not list does not allow the vector operation, but the array NumPy array allows. So that's why the NumPy is very popular. A list contains object of different data type that Python must store. So if there are 5 item in the list, so it will store the information about all the list data types, all the list items data type. But NumPy array only stores the data type. It has only one data type, so it does not store a separate space for every and each element's data type. List is a part of core Python, and ND array is a part of NumPy library. So this is the basic difference list and array. So sometimes the question ask on this topic, list and arrays, so you can just answer. These are the data types supported in Python, NumPy. Bool, so boolean data only it stores true or false, and it occupies only 1 bytes of memory. int default type int 32, int 64. So int 32 occupies 4 bytes of memory and x64 occupies 8 bytes of memory. int 8 stores 1 bytes of memory because it has range only this, so 1 byte it occupies in memory. int 16, so if you value within this range you can use this int 16, so it occupies 2 bytes of memory. int 32, it 4 bytes of memory. 64 on int unsigned, actually unsigned value that does not store negative values. So if you are using the unsigned, so you cannot store negative value in that. All the positive values are supported in unsigned data type. Float, so if the number if your value is in fractional value, so you can use the float data type. And complex data type, so if you want to store the complex data type, so we can use complex data type, so it occupies 16 bytes of memory. String, so fixed length, so if you want to store, so this is the S and N. So S is the string, and suppose the number you are passing, for example, to specify string type 6 characters, so S6 will be written 1 byte per character. And over Unicode, it is also fixed length Unicode type, specify the size U and then number we will pass, so that is to specify the Unicode string type, and maximum 6 character U6 should be written, so it specify the 6 character long string can be stored in this data type. Now we will move to the creating NumPy array. How can we create NumPy array? NumPy array to creation of NumPy array. So let us do the practical. First, creating 1D array. Before going to create NumPy array, you have to import NumPy as NP. With here in place of NP you can use any word. So NP generally used, that's why I am using the NP. The NP is the alias name of NumPy. So in place of NumPy you can use NP, or you can also use NumPy. Then creating NumPy array. So first you create a list, a tuple. So suppose I am creating a tuple here. So 2, 4, 5, 6, one tuple I have passed here, and with the help of list I will also use. So one list I am also creating. So suppose I want to create, suppose first array, AR is the array name. So use NP dot array function, using array function, NP dot array, and then you pass this tuple. Suppose I am passing the tuple and it will create an array. So now that array it converted into NumPy array. So we can work on this array. So if you are passing the list, so we can also use this list array2. I am using array2 NP dot array, and B is the list I am passing here. So this will also created an array. Directly you can also pass, suppose if you want directly array, and you direct pass the list values. So in this way you can create a array. And if you want to access the element of array, so array, suppose array and I want to get the first element. So index of first element is 0, so AR and 0 you are passing, so you will get 3. So in this we can access the element of array. So the first creating 1D array using uh, array function, creating numpy array using array function. This is the array function. So this array, so with the help of array we just have to pass the lists are tuple, so that will create array. So that list will convert a tuple will convert it into array. Next, suppose if you want to create creating ND array from iter. From iter is suppose this is the numeric array, and if you want to create a string type of array, so creating array using from iter function. From iter function, so you can use array. So I am using the string array, sr I am using here, np dot from iter, and then you can pass, suppose I am using a b c d, and whenever you use, you have to pass the d type. Okay, what is the data type of this string? So suppose u and pass 2, so every character is 2 byte long, so u2 you can pass and enter, then sr print, so you will get the string array through the from iter. So whenever you want to create array with non-numeric data, so you have to use from iter function to create array, numpy array for non-numeric data. Look at here, I have created two dictionaries D. In D the keys are characters, and in D2 the keys are numeric. These are the characters, and in this these are the numeric. So whenever you pass dictionary, so it will only create a array of keys, not the values. So it only creates the array of keys. So suppose if you are using the, we can use the from iter, the function here. So np dot from iter, and then suppose d you are passing, so you also have to specify d type. So which type of d, because all the keys are in character type, so use character type. So u2 I have given, and then dr, so it is created with the keys of that dictionary. So you can access through the index a to d, sorry, dr is the here, so dr can use. So you will get the first element a, and then next the second dr2 I am creating, and that is np dot from iter, and then the d2 I am passing, and the d type of this, because all the keys are integer, so int np dot int 32 or 16, whatever you want to pass, then you can pass. So that creates d3 an array. So dr3 you can get the value 1. So in this way you can use the from iter. Suppose one list you have, and in that list all the suppose I am creating a list of characters, so just a b c a e I o u and l, you can print this. And suppose if you want to create a numpy array of AEIO then you have to create suppose str string array np dot from iter and then this list L and then d type you have to pass. So d type I am using a2 u2 and then you can get this array has been created. So in this way you can use from iter to create a non-numeric array. The next topic to creating array from iter. So nd array from iter we have creating nd array with the numerical range a range. So a range function we can use to create. Suppose you want to create an array of some specific range value. One array I am creating array 4 and I want to create np dot a range, because range we have already know the range function. The range function in the number you are passing, so that will generates the 0 to the number you have passed -1, 0 to n minus 1. So a range and suppose you are passing 10 range range and 10. So it will create an array of 0 to 9 digits. AR4 you can print, so it creates an array of 0 to 9 digits. Another way you can suppose array 5 you are creating np dot a range and you want to create 2 to 20. So 2 to 20, so the last value -1, it generates from first value to last value -1. So 2 to 20, so A5 you can check. So it generates an array of number 2 3 4 5 2 to the last number -1. So 21 you have passed, so it will generate from 2 to 20. Then step value you can also pass step value np dot a range and suppose 2 comma 21 and you want to pass the 2 means every alternate value should generate. So then you can check. So 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 16 18 20. So we can also use this function a range function to generate a numeric range of arrays. Okay, so a range function we can use. The next function to create nd array is creating array with the numerical range using line space. The line space actually use to create a number of values between the two past values. Suppose here the numpy dot line space 2 comma 3 comma 6, so it will generate the 6 numbers. It how many numbers you want to generate, so the last parameter is the number of value to be generated. So suppose here 6, so you will generate the total 6 numbers between 2 to 3. So generate 6 element in range 2 to 3. So we can check this. AR7 I am creating np dot line space and from 2 comma 10 5. So the meaning of this, so generate 5 values between 2 to 10. Press enter and then you can check it is generated or not. So look at here, it generate the line space generated 2 4 6 8, total 5 values in this range 2 to 10. So 2 is the first value, 10 is the last value, and in between these generated 3 more values. So total 6, total 5 values it is generated. So whenever you need to generate a range of values between means a set of values between the two ranges, so we can use this np dot line space. Okay, then creating two-dimensional array. So these are the functions we can use to create one dimension array, and these are functions also used for creating two dimensions array. Sorry, array function that is used to create numpy array. We can pass list a tuple, so that will generate a numpy array. From iter function we are creating this creating array from all sequences like string, dictionary, numeric. So with the help of this we can use from iter function. From iter function can also be used to for numeric value also. So and from iter to string array we want to create with the numpy from iter function, creating ND array with the numerical range with the arange function. So if you want to generate value in a specific range, so we can use this arange function. And if you want to generate a number of values in a given range, so we can use line space. So these functions we can use to create numpy array. Okay, that's all for the today's, and this is the part 1, and the next part I will create a two-dimension array, and the rest of the function we'll discuss in the next lecture. Thank you for watching.